sweetheart. You watching us make breakfast? How are you this morning?
Good.
Good.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, happy people. Kip here, and my love,
Carrie.
Thousand Roots and Homestead Living. Welcome to the 3-day survival challenge. We are going to eat only what we have produced on the homestead. So for 3 whole days, all of our meals, any snacking we do, any of that stuff is going to be food that's been produced only right here on the homestead. Welcome to the challenge. Okay, so the only exceptions are going to be a few condiments and spices. Really.
Yeah, and we will need to use a little bit of butter or oil for cooking because we don't produce our own butter or oil right now. And that's kind of necessary when you cook things, so.
Yep, but anything that you can sit down and eat a whole bowl of and have a meal out of, that counts.
So we're gonna actually do 1 video per day, and those videos will come out on both our Homestead Living channel, and then the very last video will come out on the Children's Thousands of Roots channel. And we'll be posting them on our normal Tuesday, Thursdays during the week.
And this is gonna be a fun adventure.
Alright, so I had hoped to come up with a meal plan for these 3 days, but I just have not had the time to do that, and it might be kind of fun to just let the meals unfold anyway. So for breakfast this morning, we went with a pretty typical breakfast. That was farmer's breakfast. It's just a big 1-pot meal with a base of potatoes. So we had Kennebec potatoes that I chopped up and cooked those a little bit first. To that we added our purple onions and cooked them a little bit. And while those were going, I was able to go harvest quite a few different greens from the garden. This time of year, it's still pretty warm, so there's a few greens that work really well in the heat, and that's our sweet potato vines. So I gathered up some of those. We still have some lamb's quarters hanging out, although they are starting to go to seed, so it's a little harder to harvest those right now. We have some kale that's still holding on, and unfortunately most of our kale, because I didn't cover it, was pretty buggy. I was able to find a couple leaves that were not too buggy. Many of the kale plants in our garden are just completely devoured by bugs because I didn't cover any of them this year. Next year I will work harder to get those kale plants covered. So kale is one of those that sometimes it does okay in the heat, sometimes it'll bolt. So it was nice to still have some of that hanging around. I also harvested some Malabar spinach leaves. Those love the heat. And then we still have some chard hanging on too, so I was able to grab a little bit of chard. So for the greens, I just usually rinse them in water, chop them up and put them in a pan. I like to just cook them down a little bit and strain them before I add them to the farmer's breakfast. Of course, this wouldn't be a farmer's breakfast without the eggs, so Esther Pie helped me out with cracking all the eggs and getting those all stirred and ready to put in. We also added some of our garlic. I just minced that and we mixed that in just before putting the eggs in. So once the potatoes were pretty much cooked through, we put the eggs in and cooked those, and once the eggs were almost cooked, we added the greens last. I had hoped to make some fresh salsa to go with this, but I just ran out of time, so we chopped up some of the tomatoes that we have, and I added a little bit of basil, chopped up basil to the tomatoes, so that way anyone could have tomatoes on the side or put that on top in place of salsa. So that was our first meal of this challenge. 1 meal down, 8 to go. 8 to go.
Here you go, sweetie.
That look yummy?
Thank you, Mama.
You're welcome. Enjoy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Looks like she's liking it. Is that yummy? You like that?
Give me a wink. Alright, we're just really prepping these strawberry these strawberry beds for winter. We're weeding them and then adding sawdust in here.
We're also pulling out any like really old strawberry plants or plants that have died, and then we're filling in any holes with the new strawberry plants so that it'll be a nice full bed ready for spring. Fun with those beans, happy girl.
Yeah. Eat them, Abby.
You have there?
Children's band.
You got beans?
Yeah.
Oh yeah? You getting the beans out of this bucket here?
What you working on, Josh? Shelling black beans.
Yeah.
You helping, Abby?
Yeah.
They're all shelling beans. Alright guys, so not having a meal plan is already proving to have not been the best idea because we not only have to shell all these black beans, but then dry beans take a while to cook. They're not a fast food for sure. So I think we're going to be eating a late lunch today.
We shelled all the beans and we almost have a whole quart.
Right, that'll be about another 2 meals for our family, huh?
Yep.
Good job. Took you guys about an hour and a half, I think, to do all of those. Takes a while, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I helped.
Do you like shelling those beans?
Yeah.
And thanks for helping.
You're welcome.
Just working on the...
Peeling them sweet taters.
Yep, we're gonna fry up some sweet taters. These we just recently harvested, huh?
Yeah.
Just basically finished curing and they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Good timing.
Yeah.
The beans going out here. Woo, steam. And this was unexpected. The turkey's done. That was one thing that we did for sure prepare for. Kip and Caleb processed the turkey a couple days ago and then we kept it in ice water for the last couple days. And then I got it cooking this morning in this pot. Put some fresh thyme from the garden on top. And I just thought that it was going to take till supper time. But it's already done. I've never cooked a whole turkey on the stovetop like this before. Our main oven here is broken and our sun oven is not big enough for a whole turkey. So anyway, all that to say, it looks like we're going to have some turkey for lunch today as well. You guys want a bowl for those? Let's see. Mexican sour gherkins. Gonna make a little salad with some gherkins and cherry tomatoes.
Yep.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Do you have some too? Well, thank you. Oh, got part of the plant, didn't you? Whoops! Went rolling. There you go. Gonna eat that or put it in the bowl? Eat it. Ready for some lunch? Is that good turkey?
Mm-hmm. Apple.
A food?
Uh-huh.
What do you want?
Apple.
More, please? You love beans.
You like the beans?
Hot.
That's what the beans look like.
Yep.
We just shelled those. That's kind of cool.
Those look so good and they smell good too. What do you think of that?
Looks good. I want to eat it.
Looks like a feast. What are you snacking on, Beetle?
Corn.
Corn. Yeah, we had some chicken food that spilled in one of our garden beds, and a corn plant sprouted, and then we were able to harvest it, huh? It's not totally full, but there's still a lot of corn.
Yeah.
You enjoying that?
Yeah.
You sharing? You like those, Jay? Enjoy. That's a fun little snack, huh?
Hello?
As long as you continue to share it, yeah, you can keep on pulling the little pieces off and sharing them and eating them. Not sure what kind of corn that was, but it's kind of a little bit moist, but mostly kind of crunchy and sweet and really good. Now I'm gonna pull the rest of the meat off of the turkey here. We barely touched the breast. I had the breast side down, and we only took a little bit from the breast, so we have most of that and then a whole bunch of the legs and wing meat still left. So I'm going to package all of that up into Ziploc bags to store away for other meals, and then strain the broth because I'm hoping to make some soup out of the broth. Okay guys, it is just about dinner time. I think we're just going to do salad tonight using some of the leftover turkey and the leftover black beans from lunch. This time of year it's really hard to find salad greens in the garden, but we did have a few heads of lettuce that hadn't fully bolted yet. So I was able to gather some of those, and then there were a few kale plants that had some leaves that weren't totally demolished by bugs yet. So I gathered up enough greens, I think, to make a salad. And then I also harvested some purple beans from the garden, both the pole beans that we have and the new variety of bush beans that I'm really loving. It's Purple Queen Improved. I also got a couple winter squash that are so small that they're probably not going to make it to maturity anyway, so we'll go ahead and eat them just as like a summer squash to go with the beans. I also am going to put in a couple of onions, and so that'll be it. We'll have some turkey salad and some cooked veggies on the side, and hopefully everyone will be satisfied with that. How's it been for you today, Caleb, with these meals?
It's been pretty good.
Pretty good? Are you feeling hungry or pretty satisfied?
A little bit hungry, but I'm usually a bit hungry anyway at dinner time.
Right. Is there anything that you've just really missed today?
No, not in particular.
Cool. How about you?
Hello.
Is that so? You been liking the food so far today?
Yellow.
Yellow?
Yellow.
Onion granules. There you go. Is that good?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Lots of veggies on that plate, huh? Last meal of the day. One day down.
And me and Josh just had a victory.
What was the victory?
Well, we went ahead and harvested one of his old roosters that really need to be harvested.
Yeah.
And then we harvested one of Caleb's male ducks as well.
Right, because we have way too many male ducks to
Yes.
females. And they really bother the females.
Yeah, we're actually injuring the females last mating season, so
Yeah.
it both needed to be done.
Yep, so we'll cook those up tomorrow. Put them both in one pot.
Yep.
Cool. Get things set up for your nighttime viewing? Yep. Cool. So how was today for you? Do you feel hungry? Do you feel satisfied?
I'm actually very satisfied.
Good. Do you feel like you missed anything today?
Not really.
Good. Well guys, we made it through day one, And I think the only thing that I really missed personally was fruit. I really enjoy having at least one piece of fruit at some point in the day. And I actually took all of our berries that we had saved in the freezer. We had strawberries, blackberries, and black cap raspberries. And just a couple days ago, I made them all into jams and jellies. And I just didn't even think about the fact that we don't really have anything that we could put them on because we're not doing any grains or breads or anything. So that's my new challenge, is to figure out something I can make that we can put some of that jam and jelly on. That will be a real treat. So thanks for joining us. Looking forward to day 2. That's going to be posted next week on this channel, and then day 3 we're going to post on the children's channel, Thousands of Roots, next week also. So until then, we pray blessings over you and yours, and whatever you do, do it with your whole heart.